All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just J with Just Down TNT. As you guys know, we advocate for children first, so we want to take an extended look at this story, and I think that you guys are going to be blown away by the time we finish with this thing, okay? So here we go. This happened in Houston, Texas. As you guys know, I live in Texas, so this definitely bothered me, and I want to thank you to the person that sent me this story. If you guys ever run across a story that you want to send me, make sure you just send me a link to thesotopodcast@gmail.com, and I'll definitely take a look at it. Charges have been filed against a mother of a 5-year-old little girl who was found dead in a back bedroom. You guys catch that? This baby girl, aged 5 years old, was found dead in a back bedroom of a first-floor apartment Saturday evening, Houston police said. Now, I've been to Houston a few times, and I plan on going back. I absolutely love Houston, and the food is freaking amazing, right? But this is really starting to bother me with more of these stories that are coming out of Houston. If you guys are wondering who this person is that's got this smoke behind him, I'm going to tell you guys, that's the mom. And I watched some people on her Facebook page after they found out what happened. They said that she should have jumped into that smoke back there, into that fire back there. And I'm going to tell you guys, you might actually agree with those sentiments after you hear what she did. All right. Her name is Andrea Webb, Andrea Webb, W-E-B-B. And she is 21 years old. Why she looks like she's about 41 years old is to be seen, right? She is charged with injury to a child after police say they found the body of that little girl. You guys tell me. No. Don't leave. Don't leave. I want to look at her face just for a moment. You guys look at this baby's face. I want to know, what on earth could this little girl have done that was so bad that her mother felt the need to physically discipline her? You guys know that I am against putting your hands, feet, and other objects on children to control how they behave and to get them to do what it is that you want them to do. Because in my opinion, if you have to physically discipline children, then you're probably not suitable to be a parent. And I believe that a lot of parents out there maybe need to learn this thing rather quickly, because this story is going to be a key point about what I got to say about this, okay? Her name is Samantha Bell, 5 years old. Beautiful little girl, man. She looks so innocent and so quiet. I love little babies, man. So, again, her death is still under investigation at this point because they have to do an autopsy. That's her mom in court. We're going to take a look at that some more also. The apartment complex is located on Broadway and Belfort Streets, not far from Hobby Airport. And I almost want to say I might have seen these apartments before, but, you know, Houston's a big place. I drove all around there, right? Now, investigators were initially called to the apartment on the report of a child who had fallen from a second-floor balcony. I want you guys to keep in mind, someone called 911 and said that the kid fell from a second-floor balcony. I'm assuming that phone call probably came from the mom, and we'll find that out in court details, okay? Now, in the 911 call late Saturday, Webb said baby Samantha had fallen from a second-floor balcony at their Houston apartment building, but there did not appear to be any blood evidence on the nearby concrete. That's coming from police, right? That would make sense, especially if a little girl took that hard of a fall that it killed her. You guys catch that? Detectives say that the girl's wounds didn't support Webb's claim, so they already believed that she was lying. Now, they quote, "When we responded to the scene as investigators, we saw multiple injuries." They saw multiple injuries on this little girl that were not consistent with just a fall. We're going to talk about that screenshot here in a minute. Matter of fact, let me pause that for a moment. Let's take a pause for the cause. While you guys are watching this story, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. It'll share our story and let other people know that we're live. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's already clicked that thumbs up to make it blue. I want you guys to take a look at what that says, and you might not be able to see it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make this completely full screen for you guys to be able to see this properly, okay? So here we go. This came from the mom's Facebook page. She's talking about her daughter. And there's a lot of people left a lot of very, very telling comments on this photo. The mom posted and she said, Samantha is too much. What is she talking about? I'm going to show you guys that video here in just a moment. She said Samantha is too much. You guys have probably heard women speak that way about their kids. And it sounds like they're trying to be cute, like, ooh, what her little bad self and this and that. A lot of times when parents say that stuff, there's usually a deeper meaning behind it. And I'm about to prove that. Now, let's keep going. The baby girl had bruising on her body, and police say they're working to determine if they are consistent with a fall. Okay. Now, let me see. She said the child had bruises all over her face, her chest, her arms, and back. And that's coming from Houston Police Sergeant Joshua Horn. So if anybody got a problem with where I'm getting my information from, then go talk to him, because I'm getting my information directly from the police, like I always tell you I do. After conducting just kind of a brief interview with mom, she more or less told us that the 5-year-old never failed, so she recanted on her original statement, meaning she lied and she tried to tell a different story. And anything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, right? Then that's exactly what they're going to do. Neighbors say that they called the girl by way of shorthand, Sam. And Sam adding that they don't believe that she fell from the balcony. You guys know I have a saying. It's called, if you see something, say something. There's going to be a situation that happens here where maybe they should have reported this earlier to the police. So we're going to get to that here in just a moment. Now, here's the catch. This is a major catch. The girl's mother and her boyfriend were taken in by homicide detectives for questioning. You guys know a lot of times if the boyfriend is caught, and sometimes they might omit putting the girlfriend's information in there. Well, in this case, they didn't actually tell us who the boyfriend is, and I'm sure it won't be hard to figure out who Samantha Webb, excuse me, not Samantha, hold on. Andrea Webb. I'm sorry, I got the names mixed up. I'm pretty sure we can find out who Andrea Webb's boyfriend is, and also found out that he was arrested not only on unrelated charges, but they're also questioning him because he lived here with her. So he probably witnessed some abuse, if not participated in it. So I want to know who the boyfriend is, because they definitely didn't mention anything about that. Oh, probably in about 30 to 40 links that I looked up. I looked for a while. This was a story I was actually going to do yesterday, okay? But it took me a little bit longer to get some of the information. According to police, Webb later admitted that she made up the story about the fall, obviously. Webb says she made Belle sit for multiple hours against a wall without support of a seat, and when the child could not do it, Webb says she struck her with a belt. Hashtag, where is the freaking father? We only got 87 likes. All I ask for you guys to do is please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. So if you guys would, for the people that are listening to the sound of my voice, please click the thumbs up. I know not everybody has it in their budget to be able to support a show like this where we advocate for children first, and that's fine. But a very easy way, and a way that doesn't cost you anything, please just verify that you click the thumbs up. Please do that, okay? Help me out a little bit. She made this baby girl, age 5 years old, stand for hours. And if this baby could not stand, she would hit her with a belt. How does that even make any sense? How does that make any sense at all? For some reason, we have this warped thinking, this warped mindset that we believe that being physically punished is a good thing to make you act right and act accordingly, when statistics actually prove to you that more times than none, that if people aren't beat and abused like that, that they actually turn out to be better. There are a ton of people in jail that will tell you this story that their parents used to beat the hell out of them and they still ended up in jail. So the thing is you can't just say that that's an end-all fix-all, because it's not. All right? We need to start using our minds more than our fists, hands, feet, objects, and belts and stuff like that, okay? Let's keep going. According to police, she admitted that she made up the story. Now, with regard to that man, the man was arrested on an outstanding warrant for a parole violation. So yes, she was dating a thug. Know I'm talking about? H-Time, y'all hear me? Man, hold up. So you mean to tell me that her boyfriend, not the father, again, being around this kid, it is so funny how this little girl ended up dead, just like a lot of other stories that we talk about, right? All week long, this is all I've been talking about. He was arrested for a warrant on a parole violation, meaning he was in jail for some bull crap. He also initially lied to police about his true identity, probably because he knew that he had a warrant. Because he knew that he's a thug. And he knew that he probably been witnessing this mom beating the hell out this little 5-year-old baby and didn't do jack crap to help her. All right? The deceased girl's 1-year-old sister. So this warped body looking broad, okay, also has a 1-year-old kid. And so the 1-year-old other little girl was taken away from the scene in a car seat and will be placed in custody of Child Protective Services. 21 with 2 kids, dating a jailbird, ain't got no job, living in a damn hood, and beating the hell out of the kids, taking her daily frustrations out on the kids, man. That's just wrong. The whipping is believed to have caused the death of the 5-year-old. She was beating this baby with a belt so hard, they believe that's what killed this baby. All right? So far, she's been charged with a single count of injury to a child, but that will more than likely be upgraded to murder pending the results of the autopsy. And that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're hoping to really put the nail in her coffin, literally. The mother said at first that the baby fell from the 2nd-story balcony. And she said that she told that story because she was scared about being charged with murder. She told that lie and said that her daughter, this is her daughter's fault. Her daughter was the one that fell from a 2nd-story balcony. So you put this off on a 5-year-old and said it was the 5-year-old's fault when it was your fault for beating this child up. That's callous and that's cold as hell. Because she was scared that she was going to get charged with murder. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I think that's the sign. And I want you guys to tell me what you think. I know you guys are watching the show. I know you guys are typing in the chat. And I know people will be watching this on the replay. I want you guys to tell me, how selfish is it of a parent to think about saving themselves instead of their children? Oh, crap. I just might get flaggy tonight. I believe that I might get flagged just because of the fact that I speak a lot of real things that a lot of people aren't able to digest, and it just doesn't sit well with their sensibilities. Now you guys see what I'm talking about. That's a very selfish thing, to beat the hell out of a kid, cause the kid's death, and then you lie about what happened because you don't want to get hurt. But wait, guys, it's about to get slightly worse. Slightly. This big. You guys see that? Can y'all see how big that is? I don't know if y'all can see that. You might have to expand your screen. It might just get this this much bigger. Check this out. The mother allegedly admitted to striking the girl with a belt as punishment and forced her to sit against the wall without support of a seat for hours. Check this out. She cut the belt in half. The belt that she was using, she cut it in half. You know why? Because I've never heard of this before. You guys know why? Because the mom quoted, she didn't want to hit herself with the belt when she swung the belt and hit the kid. Well, let me ask you guys a very, very valid question. If you don't want to hit yourself with the belt because you want to use it to hit a 5-year-old, and if you think that that would hurt you to the point of the fact that you have to cut the belt in half, then what do you think that's going to feel like to a 5-year-old that's probably no bigger than your thigh bone? But them some big bones. She probably doesn't come past her waist as far as her height. This is a 5-year-old. If a 5-year-old is expected to be able to take a belt whooping from this big old huge woman, then if you don't want to get hit with that belt, then why would you do it to a 5-year-old? It's just weird. She cut the belt in half. I've never even heard of no crap like that. I've heard of folding the belt in half. I've never heard of actually cutting it though. But nonetheless, that's what the official said, adding that when Webb decided the belt was not thick enough, she went and had her thug boyfriend go borrow a belt from a neighbor. This is why the neighbors probably need to be investigated for probably what they saw and did not report. I think that should probably be a misdemeanor. At least. Because this little girl is dead because the white neighbors did not say anything. She sent the boyfriend to go get a thicker belt. How do you even have that conversation? How do you even have that conversation with your neighbor? The belt that I'm beating my 5-year-old with is not thick enough. I need a thicker belt. Can I please borrow your thicker belt so I can go murder my child? That sounds harsh as hell the way that I said it, but guess what? That's some real stuff that I just said. Now, here's the last part. Defense attorney Tanya Kelly handed Webb a bundle of tissues, boo-hoo, and her bond was set at $50,000. $50,000. But that's only because the autopsy hasn't come back yet. All right, so I want you guys to remember that part. She described Webb as an unemployed waitress. She described this how old is she? She's what, 21-year-old mother as unemployed. But she has multiple kids, but she's unemployed. But we allow her to continue to keep procreating and bringing more kids into the world, even though she can't take care of the kids that she got and she can't take care of herself, because how is she able to take care of rent and bills and normal things and buy food if she ain't got a job? She was described in court as an unemployed waitress who relied on public transportation to get to and from work. This was her first known arrest in Harris County. The mother buried her hand in her face and sniffled and cried as the hearing ended. Child Protection Services spokesman Tiffany Butler said that the agency had no prior case on the family. You know why? Because didn't nobody see nothing? Didn't nobody say nothing? Horrible, horrible neighbors and probably horrible family members too. Her family members suck ass too. Now, a 1-year-old child was found inside the apartment during the police investigation and was placed into Child Protective Services hands. Now, what we're going to do here is go ahead and give you guys a fair usage here. Shout out to H-Town, Texas. H-Town. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would do me a favor and just please hit that like while you guys are here, okay? If you would, that's all I ask. Just press the like for me. Help me out.
Houston police are trying to figure out how a 5-year-old little girl died overnight. Her family told police she fell from the second-story balcony of their apartment complex. Matt Doherty reports investigators say their story isn't quite adding up.
In the stillness of the night, when the residents of this apartment complex are all asleep, Sergeant Joshua Horn is hard at work, trying to solve a mystery.
Where there was a 5-year-old child deceased in the back bedroom of the residence. There are bruises on the child. We're trying to determine if those bruises are consistent with the fall.
Police say the mother of the girl told detectives her daughter fell from the second-story balcony to the ground and died. The mom's boyfriend told police the same thing, but Sergeant Horn says he doesn't.
They said that the boyfriend said the same thing. So if the boyfriend is complicit by lying, then I think that he absolutely needs to be charged the same way. If we could, let's get about as many likes as we have people watching. If y'all could, if you haven't already clicked the like, just scroll down just a little bit. Just take a moment. Take a moment. I don't want to keep stopping the video, but just make sure you hit that like for me, okay?
See it.
At this point, we don't see any signs of a fall. We don't have any blood evidence on the concrete where the child may have landed.
The boyfriend was arrested and taken into custody, but not for anything related to the girl's death.
Other unrelated charges, he had a parole violation warrant for his arrest, and prior to that, he actually lied to officers about his actual identity.
Sergeant Horn says the mother was taken in for questioning, where she'll likely need to explain the details of how her 5-year-old managed to fall.
That was Matt Doherty.
Well, pending the results of the autopsy, prosecutors are expecting those charges to be upgraded to felony murder. It happened here at this apartment complex off of Broadway, where police say Webb beat her daughter to death. Stuffed animals and candles outside the home where police say 5-year-old Samantha Bell was beaten with a belt and killed.
It was just very sad, unexplainable. We were baffled the whole time out here because we had no clue what the type of abuse that was going on. So it just took everybody for a loop in this area.
Neighbor Brian McCarty remembers seeing Sam playing with other kids in the apartment complex.
So very sad. So very sad. You know, this is Girl Scout season. She should be out selling Girl Scout cookies now. And we having a visual memorial for a 5-year-old.
It's really sad. That's all I can say. That's sad.
Police responded to a call made by Webb saying her daughter fell from a second-story balcony. When investigators arrived, they say the child had bruises all over. Police tell ABC 13 Webb later admitted to making up the story, fearing she'd be charged with murder, and admitted to beating her.
Well, since she in jail, that's a good place for her.
Try to fabricate a murder on a 5-year-old. That's not good.
I'm glad he said that. Trying to fabricate a murder on a 5-year-old. That's exactly what she did.
Information. The mystery surrounding the death of a 5-year-old little girl. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jonathan Martinez.
And I'm Sion Rhodes. This morning we told you the girl's family claimed that she fell from a second-story balcony, but now investigators say that story is not adding up. It happened at an apartment complex off Broadway in Belford, not far from Hobby Airport. New at 5, Channel 2's Brittany Jeffers spoke with neighbors who say they are just... Brittany?
Jonathan and Sienna spoke with some of the people who live out here, and they tell me that right now they are devastated when they found out what happened. They said they occasionally saw that little 5-year-old out here at the complex playing. And as you mentioned, police say that the child's mother says that she fell from that second-story apartment complex. But right now, police say they have some questions about that story.
My heart goes out to the little girl.
Police say the initial call said the little girl fell from a second-story apartment, but investigators say the mother later changed her story and said that the 5-year-old never fell, and they never found any blood or evidence on the concrete to suggest that she did. They did, however, say they found her body inside the apartment, and the little girl had signs of possible abuse, including bruising on her face, chest, and arms. Now police say they're questioning the child's mother and the mother's boyfriend, who they say lied to them about his name. Police say he had an outstanding warrant for his arrest. A neighbor who didn't want us to show her face says that the boyfriend had dropped off the little girl's 1-year-old sister for that neighbor to watch. And she says something doesn't add up.
I never seen a little girl go upstairs. If she go upstairs, she would come right here. And when she go downstairs, she would hold on to the rails and walk down the stairs.
I think that's probably the neighbor that gave the belt. That's why she don't want to show her face on camera. I think that neighbor knew something, saw something, and was complicit because that was the one that probably gave them the thicker belt to beat the girl to death. Think about that for a moment.
Yes.
I want you guys to think about that for a moment. Let's go ahead and go to the next video. Like I said, if you guys would, just do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. I don't want to remind you guys all the time, but please hit the thumbs up, please.
We responded to a report of a child who may have fallen from a second floor from this apartment complex. When paramedics responded to the scene, they responded to actually a downstairs apartment. It was apartment number 1011, where there was a 5-year-old child deceased in the back bedroom of the residence.
Any indication of how the child became deceased?
At this time, just from what we see, there are bruises on the child. We're trying to determine if those bruises are consistent with a fall or if they may have came from someplace or something else.
Where do you think the child got injured from? Or...
I don't know that yet. That's for a medical examiner's office to determine, and we'll be attending the autopsy this morning.
If it's a fall, where do you think the child possibly fell from?
Maybe from the second floor, just above their apartment, which is 1011, so that would be 2011. But at this point, we don't see any signs of a fall. We don't have any blood evidence on the concrete
Right.
where the child may have landed.
Any witnesses to it?
At this point, no eyewitnesses.
Anyone detained currently?
Yes. So right now, the mother of the child is being interviewed, and the her boyfriend is actually downtown in the homicide division. He's going to be interviewed too. Now he's being arrested on other unrelated charges. He had a parole violation warrant for his arrest, and prior to that, he actually lied to officers about his actual identity.
Gotcha. You said it was a 5-year-old child, male, female?
Female, black female.
And if anyone saw anything, who could they contact?
They can contact Houston Police, Homicide Division, 713-308-3600.
Yeah, they absolutely could have called the damn police, and they didn't. They had to have heard some hollering and screaming or something. So I like what you guys said earlier. Let me see. What'd you say? But she said that the little girl could not have fallen because she always holds onto the rail, and she doesn't even go that far up to the second landing. Ah, that's a great catch, Red, to you. Very good catch. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. That's a very, very good catch. Hashtag, where is the father? And I told you guys, it's funny how every single time that we do these stories, the boyfriends always are complicit in the death of these kids. I'm just saying, we're just talking about statistics. Hashtag, not all, because some people don't understand. Well, Jay didn't say all, because I never say all. It's nothing we even say here in Soto Nation. At all. Now, I want you guys to listen. This is her in court. Listen at this broad cry. Listen at her to cry. Listen at this.
Let's begin then with Miss Andrea Webb. Miss Webb, would you come up, please? Ms. Webb, you have been charged with injury to a child's serious bodily injury is alleged.
March 9th, 2019, officers responded to a 911 call made by this defendant to 8501 Broadway, number 1011 in Houston, Harris County, Texas. The complainant, who was 5 years old, was in the care and custody of the defendant, who is her mother. The initial call, the defendant stated that the complainant had fallen from a second-story balcony. She later admitted to fabricating the fall story because she was scared about being charged with murder. During the officer's initial observations, the complainant was observed to have visible bruising and wounds to the following areas: her face, chest, abdomen, arms. The defendant admitted to striking the complainant with a belt in her hands in an attempt to discipline her. She admitted to making the complainant sit against the wall without the support of a seat in excess of multiple hours and would strike her when she failed to do so. The defendant admitted to cutting the belt that she used to strike the complainant in half so she wouldn't hit herself with it. The defendant admitted to sending her boyfriend to borrow her neighbor's belts because the belt she had wasn't thick enough. The investigator believes at this time that the complainant's death is a result of these injuries inflicted by the defendant, and I have received information from the prosecutors handling the case that upon the completion of the autopsy, the charges are likely to be upgraded to felony murder.
I do find probable cause for your arrest, Ms. Webb, and this case has been assigned to the 209th District Court. You're going to see Judge Brian Warren. Will you be hiring a lawyer or asking to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Court-appointed, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Have you agreed to the public defender helping you, Ms. Webb?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ms. Keith.
Judge, I'm asking, and the state's filed a motion requesting a $50,000 bond based on the facts and circumstances of the case, as well as the fact that the child is deceased and the likelihood that charges will be upgraded in the near future.
And she's crying. Oh,
Right.
God. Come on.
I'm asking
man.
for a $30,000 bond. Ms. Webb is out of work. She's been out of work for the past 5 months. Before that, she was a waitress. She's only 21 years old.
Now, they're just doing what the defense attorneys are supposed to do. She said that she's asking for the bond to be dropped by $20,000, let alone the fact that $50,000 for a murder is not that bad anyway. That's number one. Number two, she's saying that she's unemployed. She's only 21. And this is what I don't understand. The fact that we want to treat these people as full-fledged adults, but we keep making excuses for them. Well, she's only 21. Well, she's only 23. Well, she's only 25. Well, she's only 31. Well, she's only 36. This is the thing. If they're only this and only that, and they only have this and only have that, or don't have this and don't have that, then they should not have babies. Maybe, just maybe they shouldn't even have ovaries. You're gonna get mad at me for saying that?
She's lived here all of her life. She does have another child, Your Honor. She does get SNAP in order to help support herself. She will be able to take the bus in order to get back and forth to school, Your Honor. This shows that's her first arrest with no previous criminal history. She doesn't know if she'll be able to get any help with trying to bond herself out.
That don't make no damn sense.
Given the severity of setting bail in the amount of $50,000, personal bond is not granted. It is subject to review by the judge in that court. And again, that is going to be the judge in the 209th District Court. You will see Judge Brian Warren. Thank you, Ms. Webb. Please have a seat.
I'm going to tell you guys this. I saw my guy Paul from H-Town in the chat, man. And shout out to H-Town. Know what I'm talking about? I'll tell you guys this, because I don't remember whether it was Darcy Ann or who said it in the chat. I'm thinking about going to this trial my damn self. Houston's not super far for me to go to. I've been there and I've been wanting to go back. This is probably a trial I probably will go to. I will definitely pull up on this one. Let me see. Which one is this one? This one's really quick. This one's really short. Guys, we're almost done. If you guys would, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up a couple more times.
I'm TJ Parker outside of probable cause court downtown where 21-year-old mother Andrea Webb is. Police say she is charged in connection with the death of her 5-year-old daughter Samantha Bell. We'll be inside court and have the very latest on ABC 13 Eyewitness News at 4 and 6.
And here's the last video. And this is a video of the little girl. And I just want you guys to listen to this, okay? Let me see if I can change this layout. Let me see. There we go. I just want you to listen to this.
That's strange. It's like he's sick or something. But he's a little one.
Samantha, what are you talking about?
That's strange. It's like he's sick or something. But he's a little one.
Samantha, what are you talking about?
Guys, man, the fact that that mother could do that to that little girl, that puts a lot of hate in my heart. It really does. And I tend to hold on to grudges. Listen to this little baby again, man. She's a typical, very, very typical baby. Listen to her.
That's strange. It's like he's sick or something. But he's a little one.
Samantha, what are you talking about?
I want to pause it on her face. Where is it at? See if I can get back to that moment. Right there. Right there. That's the face I want. I'm going to finish this video by saying this. I wish I could close this computer, but I can't because it'll shut everything down. But for the people that are listening to the sound of my voice, this is what I stand for. I look at this little girl just like I looked at my own baby. And shout out, to Crystal Chan, my daughter. I had an amazing, amazing conversation with her yesterday because, I have to travel to the city to see her and stuff like that. And, man, I mean, just the relationship that we have, you could tell that I've been cultivating that since the moment she came out of her mother. I was there, cut her umbilical cord, and I was there with her in the warming room while they were taking her temperature, everything, giving her first feeding, everything that you can think of. This father was here. It is a gift. It is an honor, and it is a privilege to be able to be around these children. We need to really, really think about taking this parenting thing more serious. And I am so serious when I say that there's nothing a kid can do, these babies, that deserves to be physically disciplined by anyone. If we show these children respect first and teach them the right things mentally, then we can get away from this idea of thinking that we even have to raise a hand to these kids. These kids are naturally born innocent. These kids are naturally born like sponges, and they can be anything that you raise them to be. These kids can be anything that you raise them to be. And in this baby's face, when I look at this photo, when I look at this still right here, I see her as being, she could have been anything. And because she had a mother that was selfish, and she had a mother that had a low self-worth, and a mother that doesn't even deserve the title, that had this baby just for the benefits that she could collect from these kids. And then she turned around and couldn't afford this one. And so she had another kid so she can collect even more benefits from that kid. That she ended up not giving a damn about what she did to this kid, so much to the point to where she took her life. And there is nothing on God's green earth that these kids can ever do that is bad enough for you to ever lay a finger on them, period. I always encourage you guys, and I mean this, if you guys are having difficulty with your kids and you grew up in an environment like I did where it was normal to spank children, send me an email, man. Don't get so frustrated. Send me an email. I'd be more than happy to talk to you and take time out of my day. There are also phone numbers, there are helplines, there are advocacy programs that you guys can get involved with. parenting classes. Guys, don't underestimate the power of parenting classes. If I'm not mistaken, your local workforce can actually get you some information about how to take these parenting classes that aren't going to cost you a dime. Anything and whatever it takes in order to be better parents, then we need to do that in order to protect these kids, because we have to speak for these kids because they cannot speak for themselves, they cannot defend themselves, and they need us for every single thing that they get, and we have to honor that privilege and that gift. We have to honor it with our lives. That is all I have to say about this story, and I look forward to updating you guys. We are going to get justice for Samantha Bell, age 5 years old, RIP young sister. We're going to make sure and get you justice, and I'm going to see this through to the end. All right, and I want to thank you guys so much for coming through to hear the story. I hope that you listen with an open mind. I hope you listen with an open heart, and I hope that you guys continue to make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and support a platform that advocates for children first. Thank you guys so much for listening.